It's a boat anchor now, so just leave more weight on it, huh? I mean, you know, it's kind of why I wanted to get that rotor, because if I damage the rotor on this one, then, you know, you get it, right? Yeah, okay. Beating and heating, and you can make it just like brand used, baby. There you go, you just got to get the right combination of beating and heating. Come on back here now. What, you mean it ain't welded on there?
Well, if 355 says it's okay, it's gotta be okay.
The following movie is rated PG-13.
Looks like we got some brand used hubcaps on some brand used tires.
Welcome to RCindustry. Lord have mercy. What we got here is a spindle off of a 1977 Mercury version of the Thunderbird Cougar. A Mercury Cougar. Well, hey, it's Rick here, and we're back for another exciting episode of RCindustry. Well, as you know, just got into what? Big mess of welding on the spindle, and I ain't never seen nothing like that, and a lot of you who commented had never seen that either, so glad I'm not the only one. So, had no luck in about a 100-mile radius of my home finding a spindle for a 76 Ford LTD. But what I did find was someone who knew something about interchanging parts, which is a good thing. So what we came up with was a spindle off of a Mercury Cougar. So it appears that the Mercury Cougar, the Ford Thunderbird, the Ford Ranchero, and the Ford LTD in 1976 all have interchangeable front spindles and rotors and different things like that on the front ends, or supposedly. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually find out. So first thing I'm going to do is take apart this spindle, parts of the upper A-arms, all that stuff. And here, just let me show you. The old boy down there at the wrecking yard helped me. He's the one that helped me get parts for the LTD before. And of course, they actually had a 76 LTD that had a spindle on it, but it didn't have the rotors. And I was like, well, I really would like to find one with a rotor if we could. And so that's when we looked at a Ford Thunderbird, and we looked at a Ranchero. But this one off of the Mercury Cougar seemed to be the best candidate. It was the easiest to get to for him. And, you know, he used the right thing and, you know, hot wrenched it off there. So that's cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this thing apart. We're going to get the tie rod end off of it and, you know, get the lower ball joint taken loose and the upper taken loose. And we'll pull this all out of here, and let's just kind of compare it then with the other one. Now, in order to compare it with the other one, we got to fire up the old LTD and drive it over here. So let's get this tore apart first, and then we'll bring the old limelateda over here. All right, show you more. Well, at least this one looks more normal. There's actually a cotter pin in here and a retaining washer and the nut. So we'll just get this taken apart and get this rotor off of here, and we'll check it out. All right, show you more. What, you mean it ain't welded on there? Well, I don't want it then.
a bunch of slag from where he cut that off down on that nut. So I don't know if we can get it off there or not. Let's give her another shot here. Come on back here now. There you go. You just got to get the right combination of beating and heating. Beating and heating, and you can make it just like brand used, baby. Well, the old girl even says Ford on it. Okay, so we got that took apart. And we got our parts over here. A couple of little ball joints. That tie rod end is good, so I'll probably work on getting this off of it. Just, you know, parts are so hard to come by with these things. And that's the rotor that's on it, which is in pretty good shape, so I don't want to lose that. And of course, we got the bearings and all that down in here. And our dust shield or cooling shield, whatever you want to call that. Now, I'm definitely going to replace the bearings since I got it apart this far. You know I like to use things, you know, making them just like brand used, but we went through all this trouble, so I'm going to make sure I got new bearings, new dust seals back in there behind that. And so anyway, just to let you know. Okay, so let's get busy and clean this thing up, and then we'll drag the old LTD over here. Well, actually, we'll drive it. It kind of has brakes now, but not really. All right, show you more. Okay, well, got her cleaned up a little bit there, so I think we'll get some foo-foo can, and we just will go ahead and paint that up a little bit. I went ahead and cleaned that dust guard up, or whatever that would be considered, because I don't know what kind of shape the one on the car is, and everything else has been destroyed on that car, so I'm just going to go ahead and paint that anyway, and if I don't use it, I'll just tag it as what it is, and I'll have it on hand for somebody. All right, show you more. Well, I'll tell you, that's flat black, but, you know, that's all I got, so that's just going to have to work. All right, show you more.
Okay, so we're probably not going to get all this done today because I don't even have all the bearings in yet. I've got the new outer bearings. No, yeah, I think I got the new inner bearings and races and the dust seal, but I don't have the outer ones. And I want to replace those. I mean, since I'm already in here. And but we're going to jack it up, take the wheel off, and we're going to get in there and inspect it and see if this spindle and everything is even like the one that's on here. Because we're going to have to probably take the cutting torch to cut the nut off of this to get it off there anyway. So it's kind of why I wanted to get that rotor, because if I damage the rotor on this one, then, you know, you get it, right? Yeah, okay. Anyway, all right, show you more.
Well, we got the old one off there, and now I got to take this A-arm off up here. So we'll have to take them two big bolts out and slip that out from under there, because I'm going to have Ray over at Denny's put in my new bushings. So if you look at this, I went ahead and just took it off all in one piece because there was no way to get this weld, or at least I didn't know how to do it, get this weld off of here. So yeah, we'll just hold that as a souvenir. So but I held this up here to this, and everything looks the same. Now the casting numbers are not the same, and the casting number on this is not the same, so they may have had more than one mold, I'm sure. So but I'm going to do some more measuring, but visually it looks like it's the same, so I'm hoping this will work.
Okay, well, like I said, I'm going to end the video right here. Cars all took apart, but I got to get that A-arm taken off of there, get that down to Denny's Auto, and have Ray press in those new bushings, and then I'll install this new spindle, new used spindle, and our fancy little backing plate. And luckily, we got that rotor because there's no way to get this, well, no easy way to get this off of here without getting a torch, I guess, and cutting that weld out of there. And then I'm afraid I might damage the rotor anyway. So, you know, it's a boat anchor now, so just leave more weight on it, huh? I mean, you know. Anyway, thanks for coming along on this short little video. Don't forget about the No Name 500 people back here. Yeah, right here somewhere. You can go to John Wilburn's site. He's got all of the folks that are on there trying to get their 500 subscriptions, and Buck does a review every week on those, so I think they're all listed on his channel, or at least the ones he's going to review each week are on there. So just get out there and subscribe to him, because we want more people to be part of the big family down at Sikeston. And if you're not a YouTuber and you're just watching, you're welcome to come down too and you know, pay to get in. It's an event just like anything else. There's going to be all the YouTubers that you watch are going to be there, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it, and it looks like maybe we're going to get the limelateda down there. So we'll see. We got some more work to do. I still got to come up with money to get tires. I don't have any tires for it. I mean, the steel belts are just hanging out of them tires. I'm afraid to even drive it down, you know, to the place here in town to get tires put on it. So anyway, be sure and like and share, and as always, we're making it just like brand used here, baby.
The storm is blowing.
Run, Tallulah, run. Hi, baby.